With us now is Bruce Ahmes, and he is the inventor of BrakTub. What is a BrakTub? Stay tuned because we're going to be finding out right now. Hello, how are you?
Donna, how are you?
Good. So we met during the pandemic by using a social media platform. We connected. I read about your amazing journey, and I wanted to reach out to you to say, I really think you have a wonderful invention.
Thank you.
What is a BrakTub?
Well, BrakTub is actually what it should be called, more like a shower tub, because when the bathtub was first invented 130 years ago by Mr. Kohler, his objective was to take a bathtub that's going to be rock hard and somehow try and make it look comfortable.
Okay.
So what he did was he rounded all the edges, he curved it in, it made it look like when you go to step in the bathtub, you can nestle down and feel comfortable in the bathtub. But that became a problem when one day somebody put a shower head in the bathroom and we stood up in our bathtubs, which makes it very dangerous because all those curves and everything as you step in and out of the bathtub is very dangerous.
Okay.
So what I did was I wanted to get more room in the bathtub, and that was my first objective. So what I did is I kind of punched out the sides and I streamlined everything and I narrowed down all the ledges so that you could get in and out of the bathtub a lot easier. And I have a little demonstration here.
Okay.
This is the regular bathtub made by Kohler, and you can see all the big ledges around the edges, and that was for you to sit down. You could put your shampoo, your razor, your soap, and that was the reason for the ledge. But in the same dimensions, the same width and the same length, when I went to go punch out the sides, you can see the difference in the bathtubs and how much more room you get.
So it's a little roomier.
A lot roomier, yes.
Okay.
Another thing I did was it's like the toe kick in your kitchen. The reason why you have a toe kick in the kitchen so you can get closer to the cabinets. And the idea here is when I started punching out the sides, I actually went underneath the ledge, and it's like a toe kick in the kitchen. So when you want to get closer to the outside, now you're inside the tub and you stuck your toe underneath the toe kick, but in the industry it's called an undercut.
Okay.
So when you get closer to the tub, now when you straddle out, you can keep your feet very close together and you maintain your center of gravity.
So your gait is actually smaller.
Much smaller.
So the amount of when you're stepping out of the tub, right? Your legs are closer together, which gives you more sure-footedness, I suppose.
It's like the center of gravity. It's like a ballerina on ice. A ballerina spins around on ice, and that's the slipperiest surface you can ever be on. And she's stepping around on a piece of metal 1/4 of an inch thick. But the reason why she doesn't fall is because she maintains her center of gravity. So my bathtub, when you step out of it, allows you to maintain your center of gravity so you don't fall.
Speaking of gravity, you have a big, beautiful picture next to you,
Right.
right? And somebody is weightless. Let's talk about that. Why is that picture here with you today, and what does that represent?
Well, my father was a bit of an inventor, only he worked for a company called Grumman when he put the LEM on the moon. My father designed the landing gear of the LEM. He designed the fuel line. He designed the window. And when Neil Armstrong climbed down that ladder to step on the moon, he was on my father's ladder. So he taught me about looking at things differently all the time. I remember him teaching me how to shoot a bow and arrow, and when I was 9, he taught me all about gravity, because he said when you shoot the bow and arrow, the arrow, as it slows down, it starts to drop. So when he started teaching me about that, he said, aim for the top of that bullseye, top of the target. And as the arrows came down from gravity, we started getting bullseyes. He just made me think of things differently.
You gave everybody at home a great tip too, because now when we go play, right? Even with darts probably would be the same thing.
Same exact thing.
Same exact thing. So you decided now to help people with their center of gravity, create a tub that's safer. And you said like a shower tub. So there's also another piece to this. You've had different prototypes. You have lots of patents.
I have lots of patents.
A lot of patents. But before we talk about that, let's take a look at the video that you have, kind of describing how the tub works.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
Renovating bathrooms raises a question. Do we use a shower base for space or a tub for bathing and resale value? Now you can have both. Our bathroom about 30% more floor space, 30% more volume, and the way we accomplish that is we use narrow walls with straight sides and a flat bottom, and in the industry it's called an undercut, which allows the bottom of the tub to be wider than the top of the tub. The benefit of the undercut is as you exit the bathtub, what you normally do is you step back till you hit the flat part, And as you step out of the tub, the degree of angle between your legs is about 17 degrees. Without tub, because of the undercut, you tuck your toe underneath the undercut, and as you step out, the degree of angle between your legs is about 5 degrees, and the center of gravity is straight up and down. Another problem with a regular tub, a handicapped chair does not sit flat on the bottom of the tub. In our tub, as you can see, there's plenty of room. The chair sits flat. Another benefit of the undercut is when you're bathing your children or assisting the elderly or even washing your dog, you can bring everybody closer to you so you're not leaning over as much. And the last benefit of this tub is the shape of this tub actually works like a splash guard to bring the water back into the tub.
Fabulous.
Kind of explains it all.
It certainly explains it all. You just walk right out.
Exactly.
Were you concerned about people's safety when you invented this? Is that really the reason that you did it?
Well, it's kind of funny. Another generation below me, I actually designed the bathtub to give myself more space.
Okay.
And we were working with the space and we figured out how we can get more and more space. We kept kicking it out and undercutting it and everything. And after we were playing with it for about 2 weeks, my daughter called me up and said, "Dad, you know, this tub probably would be a lot safer to get out of." So she kind of brought us to the attention of it, and it's just worked out. And then we started thinking about it. I was like, bingo, much safer.
Now, speaking about safety, you created a two-tone tub. How does that work for somebody that's visually impaired?
Right. We have two changes we made in the tub.
Okay.
One of them is this is for the visually impaired. It's just like when you go to the subway in the city and they paint the end of the platform another color, because some people can't see the depth perception. So when they see another color, they know that's where to stop walking. So what we can do now is we can make, the only company in the world that can make a two-tone tub. So, and what this is going to do is we put across the top ledge another color, and we put another color on the bottom. So when you go to step over the tub, you don't clip your toe getting in and getting out. So it helps you with depth perception.
Excellent. Now, because I can't touch that right now because we're socially distancing, can you just put that back in for a second and just tip that towards your camera, Bruce? Thanks.
Yeah, we made
that's
another
fabulous.
important improvement.
Okay.
And what this is doing for us, an acrylic tub, if you're in the industry, you know the plumbers have to set the acrylic tub down into a toothpaste type of a concrete underneath it, and you have to set it down in there and wait 24 hours for it to dry. But now we changed the bottom of our tub and we made it a solid bottom. So you know that other company that fits a bathtub inside a bathtub? Well, if you take this horrible bathtub that's curvy and smoothie and put another tub inside of it, that's going to make it even worse.
Okay.
But with our tub, with all the room and everything, it just makes it so much better. So now that the bottom is solid, we can set the tub.
Perfect.
We can change the shower body and valves, and we can put the walls up and get it all done in one day, just like that other company.
Fabulous. And I know you have patents in 6 different countries, and people, if they wanted to find out more information, could just simply go to your website.
Exactly.
Thank you, Bruce, for being here.
Thank you.
You're a joy to know. I've learned so much, and I celebrate you and the ability for you to take an invention and run with it. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We love talking to inventors. If you have an idea and you'd like to be featured on our show, please reach out to us. The BrakTub. And how amazing is that? Defying gravity, and his dad invented that ladder? Amazing. Stay tuned.